Hi guys, welcome to my coffee show. My name is Jack and today we talk about the blooming Allonge. What is it, how to prepare it, what kind of flavor notes can you expect and is it worth doing? So what is Espresso Allonge? I talked about this on this channel a lot. I will put some links in the description. Basically it's a very long espresso ratio, at least 1:5, maybe even 1:7. High water flow, 4.5 mils per second. The pressure oscillates between 9 bars peak and it drops into around 4 bars. Espresso itself does not look great. I mean, it looks like if it was channeling a lot. But because there is a high water flow and so much of the water that it actually gets extracted more evenly than you would think. And you can expect lots of nuances, lots of fruity aromas, especially with the light roast coffee. It is relatively easy to dial in and you can play with that profile yourself even if you don't have a Decent. Decent measures the pressure at the pack. Lots of machines measure the pressure at the pump, so that may give you some inaccurate readings, but as long as you have a flow control you can try to play with Espresso Allonge. And you can also try what we're doing today, which is a blooming Allonge. It looks exactly as the Allonge I mentioned before, but it adds that gap, that blooming phase of about 30 seconds. What that gap does, think about it as a pour over. When you do the pour over you introduce the water, you put some water and then you let it bloom. So high water flow at the very beginning, then the water flow drops, about 30 seconds gap, and then we introduce the water again. As I mentioned, we don't want to go over 9 bars of pressure, we don't want to drop below 4 bars of pressure. That will be our aim, that's how we will try to dial it in. What we can expect here, really high extraction rate. So Decent promise 26 or even more. I tried the regular Allonge before with the waffle filter basket and I managed to get almost to 30% extraction. Obviously the extraction is one thing, but what we really want is the good flavors, lots of fruitiness. We don't want the shot to be too bitter. The coffee that I'm going to use today is the coffee from the Plot Coffee Roasters. Every month they have a different unusual rare coffee. So far that's the only coffee subscription that I've ever had. This particular coffee is the geisha variety, but that's the geisha from Colombia, anaerobically processed coffee. It's been kept in the closed bags for 200 hours just to develop all those nuances, all those flavor notes. So we should get papaya, bananas, cherries, all the nice tropical fruity flavors. I only tried this coffee once for the pour over. This is not a light roast coffee. I would say it's more like a light medium, and therefore I will lower the temperature of this shot. So normally it's set for 95 degrees. I will lower it to 93 just to reduce that bitterness. I will use 18 grams of coffee and I will be aiming for 100 grams of liquid, all together in about a minute, but 30 seconds of that will be that blooming phase. Normally for Allonge you would be grinding coarser, sometimes much more coarser than for the regular shot of espresso, but for the blooming Allonge you probably will be grinding finer. I will be using my Cafec MC5 as a grinder. Let's see what we can get. I will show you the process. The coffee itself is very expensive and I only have 150 grams. Let's hope we are lucky today. After the first attempt we got the water flow right, so we're on the right track, but the pressure only peaked at 7 bars. It didn't drop below 4, so that's great. We would like to see that pressure ramping up to at least 8 bars. This style of espresso, small changes, small grinds, adjustments can make a huge difference. So if you close to the desired pressure, probably you would have to add or take away some of the coffee, so play with the dosage. But I will take a risk, I will move it to slightly finer and we will see what we can get. So the water is being introduced. Now the blooming phase, 30 seconds. So the pressure will hold at about 1 bars. Now the pressure will ramp up to around 9 peak, as you could see, and now it will be dropping down, hopefully not below 4 bars. Okay, so it took 66 seconds, as you could see. Yeah, I'm happy eventually, with that. Well, after I used almost entire bag of coffee, we end up with the cup that is within the parameters that we wanted it to be. So I had to move the grind settings few times. It smells amazing, it smells fruity. Definitely some cherries, some tropical notes. Cheers. Very fruity. Definitely bananas, cherries, that bitterness from the papaya, but a pleasant bitterness. There is a depth of flavor, nice kind of a body to the shot, which I was not expecting. Nice composition of flavors, so there is all that tropical notes. Maybe I would like to tweak with few things, maybe I should put that temperature higher up to extract even more. Nice fruity sourness. One thing that you need to remember drinking this coffee, it is extremely strong. It can give you like a proper caffeine kick at the end. Another thing is that it is hot. You end up with the hot cup of coffee, so you need to wait a little bit to develop all the fruity notes. Now it's cooler. I'm getting even more juiciness, even more fruitiness. Very, very good. Wow, cup of coffee. And I'm getting notes here that I could not develop when I did a simple pour over with that. So very interesting, very interesting. Let's quickly do the refractometer reading. Hey guys, so as you could see, 26.5% extraction, exactly what Decent promised. So well done, well done. And the most important thing is that the flavors are here. So guys, if you are still here, definitely click like, consider subscribing to the channel, plenty more things coming. That's what we do here. We experiment with different shots, with different brew methods, we test grinders and so on. If you played with that blooming Allonge, let me know what you think about it. I would strongly encourage you, if you can, if you have a machine that at least can control the water flow, I would strongly recommend you to try it, to give it a go. Give it a go and let me know what you think about this profile. Are there any other profiles on a Decent that you would like me to explore? Let me know in the comments. But for today, thank you very much for watching. My name is Jack. This is my coffee show and hopefully I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye.